Hello, I'm Matt Schwartz with Schwartz Insurance Group here in Louisville, Kentucky, bringing you the next in our video education series focused on employee benefits. We're really in a historic time because of the changes that are happening within regard to the health insurance market. Some good, some bad. Our purpose really in this series is to, number one, educate you about reform and some of the other basic benefit concepts. Second is to share the latest ideas and even tactics that employers are using to navigate that effectively. And third is to really position you to be a pro with regard to your benefits, communication, and culture. Today I want to talk about medical loss ratio. And so some of you may have received a rebate check in the mail from your insurance company. So the first question is, why am I getting this check? And the reason is the law set up what they call the 80-20 rule. So the medical loss ratio is the amount of dollars that are paid out towards claims or towards an activity that would help reduce claims in relation to the premium taken in. So what the law required is that an insurance company has to look at their book of business. They look at it, they segment that by state, they also segment that by size. So it could be either individual plans, small group, which generally is 2 to 50, or large group, which is 50 or larger. So what they do is they'll look at that and say, did we spend more than 80% of our revenue taken in on either claims or activity intended to reduce claims? If not, whatever percentage difference, that has to be returned to the policyholder. So in the case of an employer, that check is actually coming directly to the employer. Now, that's not the employer's money. It really depends on how much the employer paid towards those premiums originally versus how much employees paid towards those premiums. So in essence, what was the contribution strategy? There is a methodology for going through and figuring out how to distribute back those funds. The key things that I wanted to point out now, number one is that there is a time limit. 90 days from the time that you receive that rebate check, you have to return the money. Otherwise, you're really breaking some rules within ERISA. And typically those checks are being received somewhere in the middle to end of July. So that puts it really to the end of September is probably the safe date. The second issue that you want to contend with is how do you return the money? So we've actually created, I'm not going to try to explain that, there's a couple of different options. There's not a right or wrong way, and there's no specific way the law requires, but there are a couple of options. And so if you would refer to our website, schwartzinsgrp.com, so that's schwartzinsgrp.com, and /MLR. What that'll direct you to is some instructions for how to contend with the return of the rebate check to your employees, and also it will address some other detailed questions that you might need. So, certainly we welcome your questions or comments about today's topic with regard to minimum loss ratios and how those rebate checks need to be distributed. We'd love to hear your suggestions for future topics, and if you have specific concerns about your own situation that we can be of support, please let us know. Again, I'm Matt Schwartz with Schwartz Insurance Group in Louisville, Kentucky. Look for the next in our series on how to be a pro with regard to your benefits, communication, and culture. Thank you.